English to Success. Your path to success.
Chapter 1. A Small Hero. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a little mouse named Max. Max was not like the other mice in his village. While the other mice were content to live quietly in the shadows, Max dreamed of doing great things. He wanted to be a hero, like the knights in the stories he had heard from the wise old owl. Max lived in a cozy little hole in the wall of a barn. His home was warm, and he had a steady supply of food from the scraps that the farmer's family left behind. But Max wasn't satisfied with just food and shelter. He wanted adventure, excitement, and most of all, he wanted to prove that even the smallest creature could be brave. Chapter 2. The Dangerous Storm. One stormy night, Max heard a loud crash outside. The wind howled and the rain poured down in sheets. Max peeked out from his hole and saw that the barn door had blown open, and the strong winds were sending hay bales tumbling across the field. Suddenly, he heard a cry for help. It was coming from the edge of the field, where a large tree had fallen, blocking the path to the farmhouse. Max's heart raced. He had never seen anything like this before, but he also knew that someone needed help. Chapter 3. A Call for Help. Max didn't think twice. He rushed out of his hole, braving the storm. His tiny paws skittered across the wet ground, and the wind almost knocked him over. But Max kept running. He reached the fallen tree and found that a family of rabbits was trapped beneath the branches. "Help! We can't move," one of the rabbits cried, its eyes wide with fear. Max quickly assessed the situation. The branches of the tree were thick and heavy, and there was no way the rabbits could move them on their own. But Max was small, and perhaps his size could be an advantage. He dashed toward the fallen tree, and using all his strength, began to push against the branches. He squeaked and struggled, but he didn't give up. Chapter 4. The Strength of a Little Mouse. Just as Max was starting to feel exhausted, he heard the sound of footsteps. A large shadow loomed over him, and he looked up to see a group of animals, a strong fox, a rabbit, and a crow. They had all come to help. The fox stepped forward and used his powerful paws to lift one side of the tree. The rabbit used her strong legs to push, and the crow swooped down to grab a branch with his beak. Together, the group worked as a team, lifting the tree off the trapped rabbits. Max's little push had made all the difference. Thanks to his bravery and determination, the tree was moved, and the rabbits were freed. Chapter 5. The Celebration. After the storm passed, the animals gathered to celebrate their success. The rabbits, still shaking from the fear of being trapped, thanked Max profusely. "You're a true hero," one of the rabbits said. "You didn't hesitate for a moment, even though you're so small." Max smiled, his chest swelling with pride. "I may be small," he said, "but I can still make a big difference." The fox gave him a friendly pat on the back. "That's right, Max. It's not about size, it's about heart." From that day on, Max became known as the bravest little mouse in the village. He had shown everyone that courage didn't depend on strength or size. It was all about believing in yourself and doing what was right, no matter how big the challenge seemed. Chapter 6. A New Adventure. Max's story spread throughout the village. The other animals began to look up to him as a leader, and though Max was proud of the praise, he knew that his journey was just beginning. There were many more adventures to be had, many more ways to help others. Every day, Max went out into the world, looking for new ways to be a hero. He helped squirrels gather food before the winter, guided lost birds back to their nests, and even helped the farmer find his missing hat one windy day. But no matter what, Max always remembered the lesson he had learned during the storm. No matter how small you are, you can always be a hero.